owner of Glamhairus, and I've been a hairstylist for 24 years. And I come live every week. So I'm so glad you guys are here live with me. I'm gonna start this from a couple years ago. I've been a business owner for 10 years. I've taken online courses in regards to my business, to grow my business and just learn. I'm always in the learning stages. So I spend a lot of time and a lot of money on online courses that I've taken. About a year ago, January last year, I was listening to a podcast from one of my business mentors, and she talked about playing small, thinking small. And actually, I never really thought about that. I mean, I've heard that phrase before. She had a whole podcast on it. So I started really thinking seriously about and I started making notes and making lists and talking to my honey about it, how am I playing small in my business and even just in my life? And I made a whole list of things. And I realized there's so many areas that I could grow in if I just got more focused. So I love my business. I from 2019 to 2018, I worked half the amount of time and I made the same amount of money, almost half the amount of time. So when I realized I'm like, okay, business is really good. Now, where do I want to go with my next step? So I just feel like in the first quarter of the year, last year, I would make this chunk of money in one day. In the past, I made that money before, but I'd be working with several clients in a day. Like let's say 8 or 9 or 10 clients. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I noticed I was making that dollar amount, and it had been several times in the first quarter. That means January, February, March, very beginning of the year. That's when hairstylists and makeup artists are supposed to be slow. I made a chunk of money. I doubled my income last February compared to the February before. Okay, so I started implementing all these things that I was learning from these courses. It took a few years to really implement them. So I realized, you know what? I really like this dollar amount. I like this dollar amount, and I want to make it every single day of the year. I want to make this dollar amount with clients 3 days a week. Now, mind you, this is with one client. I'd make this dollar amount, or 2 or 3. In December, I made more than that dollar amount that I thought was the best dollar amount with 3 clients in one day in my in-home studio, and I worked 7 hours. And I was sipping wine with my last client and with my dogs and listening to music. It was awesome. I love the way things are set up in my business now. So I'm getting to my point here. I just feel like I need to give you a little background first so you know where I'm coming from. So this dollar amount, I was like, gosh, here's my goal. I want to make this dollar amount 365 days a year. I will do this work with my clients 3 days a week. It's, doing a wedding party when you have 12 girls, it's exhausting. That's enough I can do in one day. Okay, so I'll do that 3 days a week. Or I cut and color, I do wardrobe editing, I sell accessories, wigs, clip-in extensions. I have a team of 14 people, so I don't just do hair. There's more services that I offer. So I want to make that. I want to make that dollar amount 3 days a week with my clients that I have, and the other 4 days a week, I'm like, how am I going to make that dollar amount when I'm sitting here and I don't have any clients in front of me? So after a lot of time and energy, journaling, research, I finally came up with, I want to launch and sell an online course. I want to teach other service-based business owners how to get to their point in their business where I'm at. I feel confident in implementing all these things and getting to a point where I feel like 3 things. These are the main things. 1, I only work with clients that light me up. Every client that's in my chair, I usually sit around and talk with her for longer than her appointment. I would go out to dinner with them. So I only work with clients that light me up. I work with clients that they feel that what I'm charging, it's worth it. They don't try to haggle the pricing. They don't question it when I tell them the pricing. And then the third thing is I work at a schedule that I love. I'm a night owl. I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes. And I still want to sleep 7 to 8 hours. So that means my day doesn't start, my work day, till 1 in the afternoon sometimes. And I'm fine working till midnight, but I like starting later in the day. So that's the type of situation that I've been in for a few years now. And that's what I want to teach in my online course that I'm going to be launching. I'm in a Facebook hairstylist group, and I asked them a question recently, a couple days ago. What's your most favorite part about being a hairstylist and your least favorite part? There was a very common thread, and the things that they were saying are exactly what I felt in the past. So the few things they love creating cool things on their clients, in their hair, on their head. They love talking with clients. It's always something new and exciting and different. Someone new in their chair. It's a new story. It's a new hairstyle, keratin cut, whatever. And then they love flexibility with their schedule. They like working with themselves. And some of the things they did not like is they didn't like to market for themselves. They did not like clients that disrespected them, like blew them off, or disrespected their craft itself. Like if they recommended a color or cut, the client kind of argued with them about that. And then they had problems with like back problems and shoulder problems and wrist problems. Like it was physically draining. And I know exactly how that feels. So those are the three main things that I saw that was an issue. So the great thing is I have an entire course that I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be working with their pain point. I'm going to show them, or you, if you take my course, how to eliminate all that. So I'm going to go over what my course is about, just briefly, each module, just so you guys know what it's about. If you want more information, DM me your email. You can go to glamhairus.com and reach out to me that way. But so these are the 9 modules that I'm going to be teaching on, because I really feel like I was like how some of them are right now, and I can definitely get them out of that phase of their business and make them so much happier. I feel so strongly about this. I know for a fact, I spoke with 10 different stylists before I even wrote this course. I did market research. I'm like, okay, set up a phone call, 30 minutes each with each one of these ladies and gentlemen, and ask them questions. What I saw is nobody had a strategic marketing plan. Nobody did like weekly emails or weekly content to their clients. Out of all the people I've talked to, there might be people out there doing it, and I didn't do it before either, before I realized how important it was. And a lot of them relied on social media for their for showing their clients what they have. Do you know that only 4%, approximately 4% of all of your followers on social media see your posts? That's insane. So if you have 1,000 followers, 4% see them, and I think that's 40 people. I'm not really good at math, but so that's not that many people that see it. If you have 500 clients and half of them are following you on social media and they don't see your post, then they don't know your information or about your blog or whatever, or your new hairstyle that you're trying to show, or your new how-to tutorial. So I'm gonna go over my modules real briefly about the course that I'm gonna be launching this year. The first one is to identify. You need to know where you're starting to know where you're going. I know these are all hard. These were all hard for me. So if you feel like this is kind of crazy, it is crazy, but these are important if you want to get to where you are, from where you are now to get to where you want to be. What's that saying? You can't get to the next step by doing what you've already been doing now. You need to change things up. So you need to identify, like, what are the services that you do in your business? What are the errands you need to run? What's the website management, like beauty store shopping, all the things. What are all the things that you have to do in your business? Services you offer, tasks you have to run. How much do you like each one of them? Do you love these 3 things? Do you hate these 3 things? Do you dislike doing children's cuts and you really love keratin treatments? Like, what are all the things? And then also the money. So, are you making more money on the things that you really like? Are you making money on that? I made this mistake. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I changed it. I was doing this one thing I spent so much time and energy on. I was not making that much money at that actual service that I offered. So I basically mostly eliminated it. I kind of changed a little bit, but mostly I do like 5% of effort and energy into that specific service because I don't make a lot of money on it. So I just changed it. So that's one thing. The second module is going to be on numbers. You have to know your numbers. This is hard for me too. Probably any other creative out there. I know a lot of hairstyles. We don't like numbers. We like to do hair. But anyway, it's important because it makes you feel good. I ran my numbers recently for our wedding parties and special events. We do wedding parties and special events all throughout the city, my team and I. And in 2018 compared to 2019, it was the same dollar amount. So it ended up being the same dollar amount 2 years in a row. In 2019, we did 1/3 less than we did in 2018. We made 42% more per wedding party and special event. So when I ran those numbers kind of recently, I was like, dang, maybe I am doing better than I thought. No, I knew I was, but I thought my numbers would be higher for the year, but they weren't. But we worked less, my team and I, and we made more per wedding party. So that's one thing. The numbers are so important. You have to go over them. And then the next thing is copy and content. It's really important. I took a whole online course on how to write copy. I'm still not that good at it, but I'm trying and I'm improving. And I know who I'm speaking to when I write my weekly email, when I post things on social media. I know specifically who I'm writing to. So those are really important things, your copy in your business and the content. And then the next one is emails. I didn't realize this was so important, but I send out weekly emails. I've been doing it for I think about a year and a half now. And that to me is such a game changer. And it was hard for me to believe it, but I'm like, let me just start it. What do you put in your emails? I put my how-to tutorials in there. Sometimes just put personal stories. I just got engaged, I put my engagement story in there. Sometimes I put some inspirational things that happened to me, an insight I have. So it's just a way to connect with your clients or your potential clients, or even people that maybe live across the country that you'll never really touch their head, but maybe they'll buy a product from you. I have people who buy accessories from me, clip-in extensions, hair product, all over the world. And I'm like, how did they find me? They found me through my website probably. So that's one thing, the emails. And then website. You have to have a website. You cannot rely on social media for your marketing. It's great to use it. I post on social media almost every day. You have to have a website. You have to have something you own. What if Instagram decides to close shop next month and they don't have it anymore? And you rely on all of your marketing material on Instagram. Or what if they start charging you $200 a month? It's free for now, which is great, but will it always be free? We don't know. You have to have your website. You have to have something that is just basic and even not that expensive to have this. When someone asks, show me your work. Show me what's your about me paragraph like. What's your story? What are some of your pictures of your updos or your haircuts or your color? You have to have a website. And then the sixth module is going to be about wedding parties and special events. This is a big one for hairstylists and makeup artists and photographers and videographers. There's a lot of people that are in the wedding industry. I have an entire module on that because I hear people for a couple of reasons. One, I want to have fun when I'm doing their hair for their wedding. And I want my freelancers to have fun. I want the brides to have fun. I want it to be a very exciting, eventful, comfortable day. I want the bride after her wedding to say, my wedding day was great, and you, Gina, and Glamhairus team made it that much better. You guys are awesome. You made me feel comfortable. You guys finished earlier than we expected. Our hair stayed all day. Like there's a whole module on our contracts, cancellation policies, and my 6-step process on how I always, knock on wood, have a happy bride. And I know this because I get surveys after their wedding parties. I know if they're happy. If there's things I need to tweak or change, I do, but I get such great surveys and reviews because I know my clients are happy. And then the 7th module is on building your team. Even if you have an accountant, you have a team of 2. If you're a one-woman show and you have an accountant, you're a team of 2. If you have a virtual assistant, if you have someone managing your QuickBooks, if you have someone taking pictures of you for your brand, for your pictures for social media or your blog, you have a team. So do you want to be a one-woman show or one-man show or do you want to grow your team? I have a team of 14 now. But it took a while to really build that team up. And I realized there's certain things that are coming in my business. I just hired a new video editor. She's awesome. I could probably figure out how to edit my videos, but I don't want to. That sounds terrible. I'd rather work on my course or other things or my clients. I don't want to do that. So I hire out my team. So I have a whole module on should you hire a team? Who should be on your team? What should you be paying them? These are all things that you're going to figure out going through this module. The 8th module, with all that being said, I know it sounds crazy and overwhelming, is to simplify. One of my mentors, Marie Forleo, says, you simplify to amplify. So I have an entire module on how that works in my business. Sometimes I feel like, I really don't feel like I work that much today. But I have my little list of things. I got a way I simplify my tasks. And I don't know, it just is really, for the most part, really fun, engaging, exciting. I just love it. And then the last module is going to be a mindset. I had to really change my mindset going from hairstylist to mentor, course creator, teacher, whatever you want to call me. You can just call me Gina if you want. I had a hard time with that. I talked to a couple friends about it. I talked to my fiance. I'm like, I don't know if I like having another title. I'm a hairstylist. I don't want to be another thing. But I know that my course is going to be so amazing for so many people. And I feel so strong about it because I've done these exact things in the course and I've got the business that I freaking adore now. So I know I can teach other hairstylists and makeup artists and any service-based business owners all of these tips and tricks. So mindset is crazy important. I have an entire module on it. And with that being said, if you go to glamhairus.com/mindset, I will sign you up for my weekly emails, and then you will get my free mini course on how to have the right mindset to achieve any goal that you want. Again, because these are literally the 5 steps that I had to go through myself to get my mind right to now have 2 parts to my business. It's Glamhairus Style and Glamhairus Academy. Styles for my clients that want hair and makeup done, wardrobe, accessorizing, all that, and then the clients that are gonna be buying my course from me. Thanks so much for coming live. Again, my name is Gina Scalpone. Please go to glamhairus.com for more information. Go to glamhairus.com/mindset to sign up for that mini mindset training. And I will see you guys next week. I will be live again for another live on business and life. Bye guys. See you later.